This is the first of 4, the lowest down, of Jim Thomson's Torreya plants that he got as put in as seedlings in November 2013. These are ones that I had gotten from Jeff Morris that he had gotten into seedling stage from seeds that he himself had raised. So let's take a look here. This is very steep. You can see right here we've got a hydrangea, very steep and wet. Oh, what else do we have around here? That's, oh, right here. Bloodroot right here.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some, I think this is called foam flower. Here's some trout lily seeds, some leaves, some violet.
What is this?
Oh, that's that hydrangea. We got a lot of hydrangea here. Yeah. I see seeds landed there of probably a red maple, ferns, violets. Here's looking up slope, and here's Jim, and here you get a sense of how steep this is. And here's looking down to the little creek. So this is the lowest down one. You can see a couple. These are both tulip trees, Liriodendron down there. It's the same mycorrhizal fungi as what we've been told Torreya has. There's the house, and the driveway from the road is in there. So this is a really steep area. Let me do a 360 here. Beautiful forest slope here. Pretty much north facing, so guaranteed these Torreys will not have to worry about too much heat. And what's the elevation here, Jim?
2628 is what I measured.
Okay, so a little over 2,600 feet. North facing slope. Here's what it looks like up here. And we saw a buckeye earlier down there, so we've got some buckeye. Oh, there's a young maple growing right there. And it looks like it's quite happy to be here. 5 laterals coming out. Doesn't look like it's going to put up a terminal this year. It's just going to spread out. It's a wise decision under a deciduous canopy like this. Here's looking uphill. Jim has just gone up. There you can see him. Very steep here. He's just gone up to the next Torreya. So I will follow him up. You can see there's a lot of hydrangea in here. Let's take a look here. We've got a couple small yellow buckeyes in here heading up. And here you can see the steepness of the slope. All right, looking straight up into the canopy here from the second Torreya up the hill. And I don't know, is this some kind of a large birch, or can't be a black cherry, wrong bark. I don't know what that is behind.
There's a course they have at the Arboretum in Asheville, how to identify trees in the winter.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking next year.
Yeah.
From the bark and stuff.
Okay, so here we got some ferns. I passed some hepatica, trillium on the way up. False Solomon seal here.
This is a what, a wild geranium? Is that what it's
Oh yeah, yeah, with the purple flowers, sure. Wild geranium here. Also poison ivy. I've been trying to stay away from that.
What about this yellow? You know what that is?
No. I'm just okay. So here you get a sense of what the slope is doing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one. I have no idea, but there you can see some big tulip trees down there, and you see how steep this slope is here. So I'm going to go up and do a close-up and take a look at that Torrey. Okay, so this is the second Torreya uphill, and Jim talked to us about why not last year's growth looks good, but the previous, what you would have planted it with.
Yeah, see this looked kind of like that. where it's kind of brown in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of looked like, I thought this was going to die.
Oh.
It looked like that. I think all of this, the green, it grew last year. I think it was like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right. The green would have grown.
So I was real happy when it grew last year.
Right. So you've got some singlets on the edges of the horizontal branches.
There's some buds right there, 3 or 4.
Yeah, yeah. What it could be doing, they get traumatized. What it could be doing is spending its time putting in root. That it says, I've got good photosynthetic capacity here, enough for me to really get my root down. So it's not sending out a terminal at all this year. It's not going to go up at all. At least it doesn't look like that. But looks like it's hanging in there. That's all we can ask.
Now this probably gets very little sun in here.
Yeah.
Even this time of year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In fact,
that's
let's
south that way.
Okay. So yeah, this is directly north facing. So here I go up. Oh my gosh, that's a witch hazel straight above me. Glory, glory. Okay. Yeah. Look at this.
What, this?
I mean, the oaks haven't even burst out yet, and this is what we got straight up above us here.
Yeah.
So, yep, this Torrey, it will certainly not be growing as fast as the other ones here. So here's that same Torrey again. I'm leaning up against a tree here, resting, while Jim heads up slope. I'll take a little look around. There he goes up slope. What's interesting here is on our canopy here, you can see we got a lot of oaks up there that haven't leafed out yet. But when I look through, I see some white pines. He says it kind of evens out a little up there. So we've got some white pines where it's no longer quite as steep and north facing. So here's the kind of growth that we have here. Different kinds of ferns. And poison ivy. Oh, another witch hazel right over here too. Look at that. Unmistakable, the leaves. Witch hazel, a very northern species, so of course, if we're going to find it at all, it's on a north-facing slope like this. I wonder if this was a hemlock that died. It's some kind of a tree that died and is rotting. All right, let's go up. Yeah, this is a beech. You can tell by the smooth bark, and also there's just nothing that has a bud like a beech. Oh gosh, I can't even get away from this tree. It's so steep.
Oh,
Here, I'm looking at the, look at that.
That's the beech?
Yep, that's the beech. You know, this is the first one I've seen. I don't know why there's so few. We don't have any, I haven't seen any at the Waynesville site. I didn't see any at Junaluska. So here's the forest again. And both the other Torreys are down there. We're going up to the final two. There you can see we've entered the white pines right in the center there. That's a beautiful, beautiful, you can see a grove of white pines back there. Oh, I'm standing by one right here. Tell from the bark. It's also interesting. We've got a little hemlock here, but it's really filled with the white of the woolly adelges. So it won't last long, but wherever hemlock's been able to grow, I feel pretty confident about Torreya doing there. So Jim is going to lead us up to the final one, and let me zoom in, because right in the center of the picture there's a blue and a pink ribbon. He really marks these well to be able to see. That's the third one, right?
Right.
And then we got one more after that.
Yeah, the other one's farther down.
Okay. All right.
So
Let us be off. Okay, a couple more beaches here. One straight in front of the camera. And another one I'll get right in the center. You can see by that light bark, gets a lot of lichen in it, but also the buds are very telltale. And right here I'm standing by nice white pine. All right, here we are up at this third Torreya. This is the highest one up. absolutely no buds along any of the lateral branches. But you've only had all these in the ground for a year and a half.
Yeah, we put
Yeah.
them in November of 2013.
Yeah, okay. So here looks like it's got a nice growing area, but it doesn't look like it's going to be sending up this growing season a terminal, just 4 laterals out of the top. So we'll see how it does. Okay, so we got a baby beech here standing, the little Torreya I just showed you is right behind us, but here's a really good view of this beech tree. And what's interesting here is just look how there isn't much growing here, not even the poison ivy. Poison ivy. I mean, I've been trying to stay away from the poison ivy.
This one is usually pretty open.
Okay.
I mean, you know, even in the middle of the summer, it's not. Those down there, it's really hard to see them unless you're right on top of them.
Yeah, so for some reason there's a line here where you can suddenly see all that vegetation coming in there, yeah. The greenery. That's where all the rest of them are.
There, too. Look right up behind you.
Okay. So we're going to the side here.
I'll come back up sometime.
Oh, look it. There's a couple more little beaches right there in the center of the picture. You got lots of beaches. Look at them all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, all the way up the hill.
Oh, nice. Well, you know, maybe this little Torrey isn't doing really well right now, but give it a few years to adjust, and who knows?
This is probably about the size it was when I put it in, except I think it was fuller than this. Yeah, because it looked better than this last time I looked at it.
Now this one has no terminal coming out, but it has 2 laterals coming out of there, and it's got a tiny bud on 2 of these. Let me go down and see how. Yeah, it just hasn't grown much in there. So this is having the toughest time.
Now, what would cause these to die back? The leaves there.
Just not enough root to support them? I really don't know. Because we saw this on one other, right?
The one that was over the hill over here.
Yeah. So we saw 2 that had that dieback. So the dieback is coming from the original. And what's interesting is the original, now Jeff Morris would have grown these, the original leaves, you can see, are so much longer. You must have sunlight or a better root system or something. And here it's putting out sort of the minimal sized leaves.
Would it be good to put some more dirt up around it?
Well, yeah, probably. That would probably be a good idea. So while he's putting dirt up, I'll take a little survey here. We got some geranium. We've got so much poison ivy. Now, I saw a lot of poison ivy. If I saw poison ivy, it was a good place to look for Torreya in the really dark ravine areas of California. So this is kind of normal. So here we are again by us. We've got a witch hazel here, some ferns, geranium, and oh, we got a little beech right over here. This one's already leafed out. Right here, we're back on kind of a very steep slope. You can see where all the trees really come in there. Oh, and that's the big rhododendron. That's a good way to find this.
Yeah.
That's really, there's no rhododendron above us, so you just go for this big rhododendron.
Up there.
Oh, there is, but yeah.
And there's a big one over here.
Okay. All right, so we're going to be heading down. The creek is straight down there with the dark green. A lot of liriodendron tulip trees here. Jim's heading down, and we're going to take a look and see if there's some places along there where maybe some seeds could go in directly close enough to the creek to not have voles, but above the water line. So we'll see what we see. This looks to me like a striped maple. I've seen a lot of young red maples and some larger ones, but I also just wanted to point out here, I don't know what these are, but I know that people really like them, and I've seen them close to water. Here you can see they stick up a little stalk there. So it's definitely moist in here. I think we finally lost the poison ivy. Must be just too moist for them. Hallelujah. So this is looking around here. Here's a liriodendron right in front. There's Jim, and we're going to keep heading down to the creek. So heading down to the creek, first one I've seen of these, some kind of an orchid. Look at that. Just beautiful. Let's take a look. Side view looking into this. Oh, yeah, see the big 2 leaves. Orchid. Oh, yes. Just beautiful.
Looks like something else is growing. Another one's growing next to it.
Oh, yeah, something's coming out of the, right there, something's coming out.
Oh, there are lots of them. Here's one over here, too.
I have never seen a violet, this white violet, on a tall stem like that. Very interesting. And let me pan around here, and we will see the creek. I'm going to be looking here for possibilities for planting some more Torreyas.